Record. Yes, I'm recording now. Am I recording? Yes, I'm recording. I can see the red spot, right? Is flashing, right? Hopefully it's recording. Okay, I'm
Yes,
Dr.
I can.
Thank you very much for waiting, right? So this is the philosophy, right? The philosophy of IDP, right? The philosophy of IDP, right? Is one of the requirements from this accreditation process. The main idea of this academic philosophy is to train you as a competent engineer. So we want to create a scenario where you are able to practice. Well, let's consider it's a play, right? It's a play. So you are able to play, and then you are trying to be an engineer, right? You are trying to be a manager, right? Look at the sharing that I share in author, right? The guideline for students, right? You are going to behave as though you are in the industry. So you want to be an engineer, you want to be an assistant engineer. You are working in a team, in a company. So you are going to work in a team. You are going to work and listen to the publics, listen to the comment. What you are going to work according to the requirement, and you are going to see what are the many aspects of requirement. So there are many requirements from human needs, from technical talent, from money. What money is one of talent, financial issues, right? And some policies, what legal documents, or and many more, right? Even the way that you are going to talk, right? Documentation. Those are many aspects of training that you're going to face someday as competence engineer, right? As a competent engineer, right? So this is the requirement to train you, right? So engineer could be a lady and be a man as well, right? So these are the requirements, right? We see that we need you to perform, right? To perform. So your supervisor will be similar to a boss in a company, that you listen to the instruction and the boss, right? And then you need to negotiate. You need to negotiate. You need to talk. You need to talk. You need to be vocal, right? You need to learn. You are not too sure. You need to learn. So in the way that you are going to behave, right? You are behaving like a manager, right? An engineer. So you are going to propose your solution, right? In week 4 and week 5, right? And submission, the proposal will be not carry some marks, right? Because this is a play, right? Where this is the requirement by EAC. So the EAC has said very clearly, right? From the manual, right? You can download it, right? From the link below, right? From the link below, right? Right. You can download it, right? From the link, and it's not a secret. It's already public open. You can find it. Accreditation requirement, right? I wish that you try to download and read. Huh? There are many requirements. So this accreditation makes sure that your bachelor degree is valid and being accredited and accepted well nationally and internationally. So IDP is one of these requirements, right? Integrated design today. So it say there are many things that we need to look at, right? We need to form a group, work in a team. You need to have leaders, right? You need to look at a lot of aspects, right? In complexity of environment, such as applications, right? Application in many applications, such as health, safety, project management, economy, environment. You look at a lot of aspects, right? The world is complex. You're not working as an electrical engineer, right? You're looking at some other aspect you need to consider, right? Pertimbangan. I think as you go on, right? As you go on, you try to practice, right? It doesn't sound as complex as possible, right? As complex as you think of, right? It's just naturally when you try to work it out, right? You need to do so, right? So there are many things, right? If you look at refer to lecture plan, right? I already upload to author. You can see that we have 7 outcome, right? 7 outcome mapping into a number of requirement, right? And this requirement is the training, right? Is the objective that we want to train you. We want to train you that you are going to achieve the property of a competent engineer, right? The property of a competent engineer, right? So you are able to work intelligently, or you're able to use this in CAT. You are using tools, modern tools. You are able to communicate, right? You are able to behave, right? You have this professional ethics, right? That you respond to boss, and you don't go beyond what we call overrules, right? Overrules, right? And you are able to produce a report, right? A nice format report. All these are the training that bring you toward a competent engineer, right? Problem-based, all these things, right? Right, you may want to scan through later on. So at later stage, right, when you have this property, the training go on, you might see that your asset, right? Because the IDP that require you in a group to design a solution, and that solution eventually could move, right? Move from a research base into a sort of products, right? Product. We want you to look at this product. Is there any potential? We also wish that you are someday, some of you will be going to be an entrepreneur. Some of you will be going to look at all this complexity and how to bring the efforts, ideas, resources together and spin off, right? So we try to look at, is there, what are the opportunities, right? So these are the theoretical progress, right? When we want to move from a research base to a product base, right? Eventually, hopefully that you are going to look at your product later on. And from the training section later on in the lecture series, we will bring you a number of pencerama, right? Speakers from FKEE, from IDP universities, from a Singapore company, right? One of the speaker, engineer, right? Engineer, a doctor, right? Trained, qualified PhD, right, in engineering, and he was going to talk about his experience on how to spin off a company and business model as an engineer, right? So we are going to listen, right? Listen to the idea. Hopefully, the inspiration sharing by this speaker, right, will bring you, trigger you the mind. Besides that, you are going to be an engineer in the team, work for somebody. Perhaps there is some motivation and inspiration for you to spin off, to get into the world of business, right? Likely to be. Okay. So the IDP require you to think, right? And this is very fundamental, right? To think, right? To think, to understand what is the problem. This is the philosophy behind a problem, right? You need to think and analyze. Not just think at home, right? There are some tools for you to analyze. There are many, right? One of the tools that we like you to use would be STEEP analysis. There's a template in Portal. You might want to look at it, and there are many more videos and clips and explanations you can find online. But STEEP analysis, you're looking at many aspects, right? A solution doesn't mean that you are able to do Arduino programming. That is the solution. No, right? A solution will look at many aspects. So, and that aspect actually fulfills, right, the requirement of human needs, right? Either the society needs, technological needs, economically needs, or the environment requirement and needs, and probably political And this is one of the tools that people use to do analyze. Because one day, right? You are a team. You are going to present to somebody. You ask for money. So what are the motivations of the project? So you might want to explain it in many aspects of the economies, what complexity and consideration. Well, these are the considerations. So that template, right? Sleep analysis provide you a template for explain, right? You might want to enrich your story later on, right? And there are many more, right? NABC, right? Needs, approach, benefits, competitions, and complex problem solving, CPS and EA, that you might want to explain as well. And the another one, sustainable development goal. What is your works actually go toward this sustainability development goal, right? Some, right? Some of these what they call financial assistance, right? Probably some of the company or the world organization they might look at some of these explanations. So there are many aspects. So the faculty would like you to explain in many of these templates, right? All these templates could be available on the portal, right? You might want every group might need to answer this. You might want to try all different tools to explain, and they need to put into the report later on. Okay, the implementation, right? The implementation, right? In the faculty, right? We want to design, right? As what you've seen, right? That in FKEE we have a role, right? We have role, right? That means we have jawatan kuasa, right? Jawatan kuasa is just a government. You could say the government or jawatan kuasa just to run, organize, right? You could say it's urus setia, right? Urus setia, right? Urus setia is just a manager, right? Right, and then we manage between students, supervisor, and report to the standards, right? Right, report to the faculty, right? Faculty would like somebody to run the errands. So saya tukang saja, jawatan kuasa Capstone merupakan tukang pekerja, right? Bridging between the student, supervisor, and the faculty, right? We are the bridge. So toward the solution is between student and supervisor. We need to think about what are the work that you are going to do, right? So I hope, right, you already started looking for your supervisor. I already completed, right, up to date 19th October, all the groups and the supervisor all met together. Look for your supervisor and talk, right? Talk to your supervisor as fast as possible, because you have only 14 weeks, right? You have 14 weeks to run. Probably less than that, because we are going to conclude it around week 14. Week 14, eh? No, week 13, right? We are going to conclude, right? So that means you have less than that, right? Less than that to produce some prototype. Well, we are looking for prototype, right? We do not want you to produce, I have an idea. No, we do not want you to have an idea and you propose the idea at the end of your semester. No, we want you to see some solid working prototype later on, right? That the role is like this, right? We want you to play a role, right? This is a game. This is a game. So a student will be called, right, in the team. In the team of 5, there are 5 of you. You have manager, you have engineer, you have technician. Refer to author, right? Student guide, right? And the supervisor will be called a chief technical officer. What chief technical officer will give you the spec, and the chief CTO will give you the directions, right? Direction, and some other considerations such as money, right? Some supervisor, I believe, they have resources, not just money. Resources mean they have opportunity, they have grant, they have some working, or maybe semi-working, or some materials in hands that you're able to start with, right? For example, my group, I have 2 groups, right? I wish to have 2 groups because personally I have 2 projects running on. I need I need your help. I need your help, and I need your ideas to help me to work out the project. So you can think of Jawatan Kuasa Capstone as a local authority, right? And we think all together the solution. So eventually you are going to present yourself as manager, engineer, or technician, right? So these are the typical organization chart, right? Typical, right? You see in a company, later on you work in a company. If the company is very big, right? You might see many hierarchies on top. You may have engineer 1, engineer 2, what senior, super senior, all these things, right? In the Japanese company, they have right? Engineer 1, 2, 3, and then senior 1. Many pangkat, tangga. So you may expect all these hierarchies later on, right? Okay, you have already have the groups, right? Refer to your group. Let's see, right? Let's see the role, right? I don't want to talk too much on this, right? Because I already explained here and there, right? What are the role of Capstone project communities? What are the role of coordinators, which is myself, right? And what are the role of supervisor, right? You may want to refer to this guideline, right? For students and for supervisor. You see, right? You see in author. I don't want to swap you everything. I don't want to read you everything. Please read. I already gave you this guideline in a template. And if you have any answer, any questions, right, you may want to refer or ask, post a question. I don't know what you don't know, right? I have no idea at all, unless you ask. But please, you may ask any reasonable question and we try. Jawatan Kuasa try to reach you and answer you, right? As long as you are not asking money for me, right? I don't have money. Okay. These are the role play, right? Engineer and all these things. The other things that I would like to brief you would be some of the takwin. Takwin is called the jadwal, or maybe the timeline. The timeline. What we use this terminology, right? Same as this calendar, university calendar. We use week 1 until week 15, right? In the middle, week number 8 would be the semester break, right? Let's use this term, right? So all together, we have 15 weeks, right? 15 weeks. But you have 1 week, which is semester break, right? Now let's look at this calendar. And you see these activities, right, in author. I already posted in author, right? Week 1, what to do, week 2, what to do. There's a guideline for that every week, right? Okay, and every week we have planned lecture series as well, similar to today, right? Every Thursday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Likely to be 1 hour or plus, right? So we are going to elaborate and bring you the idea of IDP and sharing talk, right? From all the pencerama and speakers from FKE, Dalaman, dan luar, IDP and the Singapore Industrial Engineer. Okay. So the Tawin, right? You can refer to the Jadawatu, right? From week 1 to week 15. Basically, you are going to do ideally that you are going to do this thing, right? These are the philosophy of activities, right? You might want to ignore it if you don't want to understand it, but you are actually doing this thing. You are actually doing this thing, right? From week 1 to week 14, actually. On week 14, you're going to conclude, right? From week 15 will be Chinese New Year, right? No activities at all. Okay. So you are going to do this thing. You are going to do understanding. You are going to do design. You are going to deliver. You are going to do testing. You are going to do products, right? All these things are actually the flow of what you are going to do, right? So you may want to design your timeline. We call it Gantt chart, right? Gantt chart, right? All this Gantt chart, you need to plan yourself. What you want to do, right? In your group, I suggest, right? I suggest, and your supervisors should suggest to you, right? Or your CTO, right? Chief Technical Officer, right? All industrial work should have a project line. We call it project control, right? Where we call it management control, where you have timeline. So altogether you have week 1 to week 16, but your actual work you need to conclude will be on week 14. So that means you need to back calculate, right? Calculate backward, right? On week 14, before that, on week 13, you need to conclude all the prototype and video, right? Videos. I expect that you have some videos. We're going to share it on YouTube. Okay. Okay. Later on, right? You look at the list, right? Okay. On week 14, right? We have exhibition and product evaluation. We will invite, right, industrial partner, betul, engineer, right, officer from Jabatan Pertanian, okay, officer from manager from a company and some other company, right, industrial partner, including the lecturers, right, internally that we are going to invite panels, we call it panel, to evaluate what everybody's project, every group's project. Maka akan diberi, maka akan diberi, pemakahan tu nanti kita rujuk. So the marks, you will see the marks later on. Right, we have two things, right? You need to do your exhibition, your group, right? You need to demo it, you need to explain it, you need to put on poster, you need to video it, and right, and share to Jawatan Kuasa, and you're going to post it, right, on the same format to YouTube. We're going to do this later on, and share to your friend. If you want to put it into your FB, your IG, your Telegram, welcome, right? No problem at all. Okay. So these are basically the Gantt chart. So what you want to do, right? This is a proposal, right? A proposal of a Gantt chart. What actually you need to do? So manager, every group manager, right? And including the CTO, right? Right. Tugas anda ialah jaga masa, right? Jaga masa, right? One of the main role of managers, CTO, including myself, because saya penyararas, so saya merupakan orang yang jaga masa, TikTok, and then I'll give reminder. Right? Jawatan Kuasa, Capstone will give reminder, and also manager will give reminder, push. Try to feel the pressure, right? The pressure when your manager start to push, CTO start to push. Okay, so we have 4 themes. Microelectronics, right? Already given, right, in your grouping, right? Microelectronics. The students are from the elective microelectronics. A few groups only. We have many groups on smart homes and cities and smart health. Many groups. Energy efficiency only apply to students from electrical engineering, BEV. So those who are actually studying electrical engineering, you are going to do energy efficiency. Discuss to your supervisor. I'm not sure what you actually want to do, but it is actually the negotiation between the group and the supervisor, right? Please, right? If you doesn't feel comfortable with energy efficiency and supervisor doesn't feel comfortable, please report to Jawatan Kuasa, right? Capstone. So the design sheet uploaded, you may want to read one. The design sheet is just an idea, right? It's a general idea, right? The actual title of the works, you need to define it. In week 5, you are going to propose your title, not my title, your title, and how much and how far you want to go, how ambitious you want to go. I look at here, you have only 1 semester to finish, right? So try to agak-agak, try to, this is a Chinese word, but agak-agak, right? Try to make sure that you are able to deliver on time. This is very important, right? So this adjustment here and there, you might feel conflict You might have few conflict, you have quarrel, well, it doesn't matter. I think frictions between your membership, even tak seronok, is very normal in industry, very normal. So there is something that we want you to do. On week 5 and week 10, we want you to review your panel, review your membership, member, right? Inter-review your panel. We call it peer review, right? Later on, we'll see this assessment, right? Peer review, right? You rasa macam mana member anda perform, right? Apa tu? Adakah cakap, adakah parasite, adakah tidak? Atau memang tak boleh tahan? You cannot tolerate at all. You want to take her or keep her off. Pernah berlaku, ada yang member nak dikatakan sebab memang terlalu sleeping sangat. Alright, dia kena survive on his own, right? Right, kita galakkan anda, kalau anda rasanya member tu memang tak perform, sila tegur. Alright, sila tegur, sila nasihat dan juga memberitahu supervisor. Dan kita cuba rancang macam mana. The worst case, right? The worst case is to kick off the member from the group, right? Is the worst case, right? Kita kena ada alasan yang cukup-cukupnya. Okay. Go to the design sheet, right? You can check out all this design sheet. I'm not going to read. I'm not going to read. You are big boy, big girl, already over 20 years, 21 years old. What I believe you can read, right? I believe you know what are the accent of this design sheet, right? Those are the guidelines, right? Okay, the assessment, right? They're in the process of shaping you into a competent engineer. We actually evaluate, jawatan kuasa evaluate, right? And accordingly, and this is going to be report to the accreditation body, right? There are two things that we're going to, two major categories, right? One is on the individual category, right? So in the same group, right? M1, M2, M3, M4, and 5. Each one of you might receive different grade in the end of the semester because we assess individually, right? The marks could be different, right? But another way, there's another one which is called group effort. Group effort will be assessed equally, where the marks will be given equally to all or each of the members. And you see that individually, we would like you to report in attendance. Every member needs to report, right? Right. Look at the form later on, right? And M1 need to report, M2 need to report, M3 need to report, right? You cannot say all the while, week 1 to week 10 or week 11, M1 is doing the job or M2 is doing the job, M5 sleeping, M6 and M4 sleeping, right? And M4 and M5 will not get the mark, right? We want that your membership need to go, need to be proactive, need to work together, right? Meeting attendance, right? And weekly progress report. Every member need to in the efforts, right? The manager need to go, right? Need to go and ask every member that you are reporting, right? Everybody need to report, right? The manager, I wish all managers are doing the job as a manager, right? So look carefully. And peer review, we actually emphasize a lot, right? Actually on peer review. A lot of people say peer review, something like tikam, right? But this is the thing, right? You have many experience before. I believe you are now in year 4. You have many experience before about working together in a group, right? In assignment or project. So what happened to your member? Can you do anything to your member? Are you able to penalize them? Sometimes you just try to be harmony to your members, right? You don't want that. You don't want it to be keep silent, right? So we want you to have the right to evaluate your members. Well, I'm not going to tell you how much you evaluate your member, right? They won't know, right? But the peer review, right? We are going to receive your peer review later on. Each one of you. The thing is that we wanted to play in the part of peer review. If you keep silence, I can be a silent, but you are going to lose your marks because you're trying to ignore the peer review, right? So you don't want you to be silent. Anybody in the M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 need to reply. If one of the member is not replying, that means it's going to affect the whole group. It's going to affect the whole group. The marks will be going down because you are not working in the group. Your member is not reminding the member. That peer review, right? And then week 5, you are going to propose, right? Very fast. Now already week 1. Next week you already 1 week on, right? Only Rabu and Khamis. Okay. So times fly very fast, right? So proposal, on week 5 you need to submit it. And product evaluations, right? We're going to evaluate the product on root source, right, by the planner and the supervisor as well, right? And IDP and EDP report, your supervisor are going to report it. Total, you see the balance, the balance. Individual, you have 45%, and on a group, you have 55%. So that is the design of the evaluation, right? So hopefully, the assessment will help you to become an engineer, right? A competent engineer who are able to do work in a team, and able to be vocal. Vocal means you are berani untuk bercakap. Tegur kalau tak sesuai. Okay? Don't try to be silent and keep always be harmony, right? Don't, right? Try to talk and remind your friends. Okay, these are the forms, right? These are the forms, right? You might see them, right? The forms, right? The attendance forms. Each one of you need to take turns, right? To fill the form and submit on autumn later on, right? We are going to remind you later on. Every week, right? On week 2 to week 11, we need 10 reports, right? Something like this, right? Something like this. Week 2 to week 10, right? 11 all together. So you need to provide all these records. Either you have meetings, you have with your supervisor, right? SV meeting, right? Supervisor, with this physical one, any meeting record, right? These are the formal record that you are going to present, right? Right. And you see the form, right? Form, they have rubrics. Rubrics means how we actually evaluate your attendance, okay, together with the SP. And a weekly progress report is very similar to logbook, right? A logbook, which every week how much you progress. Every member will take turns to fill in, right? Take turns to fill in. 10 weeks, we expect that you report 10 weeks. And the report template is put on Autumn. Each member needs to fill it and submit on Autumn later on. Okay, these are the design, right? Something interesting, right? If your group has 5 members, every member will take 2 opportunities. Remember, I don't want to take you as a scholar denda, budak scholar denda. I want to remind you all these things. The template might be, they have headed, could be say semester 2, 2022, 2022, macam tu, and all this heading, all this, please, pay attention to this writing format and the date as well, right? Please correct where necessary, right? So I think you're able to read, right? You're able to read properly, and don't submit rubbish. Don't submit rubbish, right? Please read your own report before you submit officially to author and supervisor. Please read it. right? Don't just hantar video pasal. Jangan, please be natural and be reasonable, be rational, right? Please read. For every member, right? We expect that you are going to submit 10 report, right? So then maybe 5 members, every member needs to report twice. But what if you have less than that? You have 4. That means likely to be what M1, M2 is going to report more than that. What? M1, M2. Look at that. Right? So this is a rule, right? This is a rule. I'm not going to argue that M1, M2 is going to do it more, right? It happens in industry as well. Right? Not everybody is going to be equally, right? Some a bit extra job, but as on the aspect of industry, you want the job to be done, right? Just do it, right? And please do it, right? Or I don't want to argue that M1, M2 is going to be work more on that, right? So hopefully you understand about it, right? The most, I believe, right? Most of the group have 5 members. Most, right? Probably 1, 2 group will be 4 members, right? So these are the forms you might find the template, right? I'm not going to read carefully. They have rubrics, right? Please read the rubrics, right? How actually look at the evaluation. If you're looking for marks, please look at rubric and how actually you perform. Right, from every week, you want to look at your content, right? Progress, right? Block diagram, technically, right? Rancangan, right? Code, right? Progress, and review forms, right? Review form, we'll do it on Google Form, right? Don't worry about this thing. Review form, we'll put on Google Form that everybody needs to fill in, and we know who you are, right? Please remember, choose your name, M1, M2, M3. We design the form, right? You are not going to choose type in query. You choose your name, and then you reply. If you don't reply on time, right, there's a very short period. We would open for your entry about a few days. If you don't, you tak jawab. Batu you minta saya buka semula untuk mengisi borang. We won't entertain you, right? But this is the period that you need to be in. Only a few days. Right? Week 5 and week 10. You open for a few days. You need to respond in a few days. Fill in a form. Why so susah? Kan? Saja ketik sajalah member anda macam mana. So you found your members. You get zeros if you don't participate in the activity. I receive a number of complaints, right? And this student said he get a less grade than others. So what's the problem? And we trace back, right? Sebab dia tak jawab, dia tak baca reminder saya. What? Do not ignore my reminder. Do not, please. Jawatan kuasa Capstone try to help you. Our reminder is actually a timekeeping reminder. Those messages are important. Right? We won't tolerate and entertain all these requests, right? Mohon saya tolong buka semula penilaian. Don't, right? Tak, saya tak bagi, kita tak mau suka-suka bagi laluan kepada semua rayuan. Tidak beri kepada semua rayuan. Tidak. Okay, peer review. So you may want to see what are the peer review requirements in the template. So those templates already transferred to Google Form later on, right? You do not need to fill in the template. Just you may have and fill it. Try to read the template and actually what we are looking for, right? And later on, we expect that you produce a prototype. A prototype means that you have a product. A product might not look like a handphone, very nice format, nice shape. No, a prototype, something like something like Arduino project, something like ESP 8266, ESP 32, or maybe you have any simulation on this what they call antenna on data science, on image processing and detection using Python, or using this MATLAB, that you produce some sort of model that we are going to solve a problem. Yes, that is a prototype, right? Please do it, right? We won't limit yourself into a physical prototype. It could be a software. It could be a simulation that you create a model and that towards that solution. It could be, yeah. It could be use of any tools, any CAD or CAD, or maybe CAM, computer aided manufacturing, or maybe PAE, what? Computer aided engineering, right? CAE, we call it CAE, computer aided engineering, right? There where you try to code it and try to get a scenario, and then you are able to simulate that scenario to a solution. Yes, that is the intelligent as a product. Why not? Right? Fine. So you have week 5, you're going to propose your proposal. The template is on author, right? Don't try to be creative, right? We already proposed you the format, right? Don't try to put too many what they call icons, right? Or maybe figures on the template, that you have flower, you have these cartoon figures on the template. No, don't try to be that innovative. Right? You try to be serious, simple and nice. Right? We already have that template. Please use that template. Right? Proposal, right? And then later on we have product evaluation, right? Product evaluation, okay, in this report, right? In the report, look at this report, right? The report, we have include a number of analysis such as STEEP, NABC, CPS, EA forms, right? Please pay attention to this template and fill in that form and do the attachment to that template, right? And your report will appear to be in the format of a book chapter. Eventually, we are going to collect your report, right, and put it into the books. Everybody will receive a program book later on. A program book. A program book is a compilation of all efforts, all projects, and you see what others did, right? And you see all the videos later on, right? And that is interesting when you start to see, okay, you have done a lot of job, and your friend also done a lot of job. You might want to see how much you have participated in the university project, and you see creativity, you see varieties, you see solutions. You may amaze, right? You may be amazed, right? There are many solutions, right? Ada banyak kemungkinan dan solution. Ada yang copy, ya. I believe many copy, and ada yang repeat, ada innovation, right? Innovation is part of the creativity that we are looking for. Right? So the report, right? The format and criteria. Please look at the criteria, right? And there's a form, right? There's a form, we call it CPS, EA, and SDG form. Right? It's already attached in the author. Please fill in. We need to include it and look for how you actually declare your project area, right? Okay, product evaluation, right? Product evaluation will be done on this week 14, where you are going to show, right? For this semester we try to do physical mix. Physical mix, that means what? That means you are going to do a boots. We're going to arrange a boots, right? Probably in a lab, or maybe in corridor. We're looking for that. So the pengarah for this route show will be Professor Ewan, right? Professor Ewan is going to be arrange this roadshow where you are every group need to present it physically, face to face, to the panel, to the visitor, and we are going to look at your products on the spot. But make sure that you prepare and make sure that you actually explain. And make sure you dress smartly, not like this, right? You dress smartly, you dress like an industrial guy, you dress like that you are looking at people, the similar people that in the exhibition, right? You dress in a coat nicely. Okay. So you may want to prepare your speech presentation, right? Present to the panel. So those are the training that prepare you to be an engineer, right? Engineer, you need to talk to orang atasan as well, right? Orang yang bagi duit, your boss, right? On a what I call on a public, you need to talk to the public. Public means ibu bapa, orang yang tak kenal di tengah jalan, orang yang minat pada projek anda tapi dia tak kenal, orang yang bukan bidang anda, orang yang mungkin dijualkan atau berkedai, tapi dia minat projek anda, dia mau ambil tahu what you are going to explain in a plain language, your project to common. So those are the training. Further achievement, what we're going to likely to be, right? It depends on the supervisor. May or may not that your project maybe could be compiled to be a paper and published. Right? A paper means a journal paper or conference paper, like going to publish, right? And you may want to enroll into a competition, right? I send you MIDC, right? Just now, MIDC. If you are interested and you could propose to your supervisor, right? Are you going to enroll into MIDC? But you make yourself busy. The achievement is if you are able to enroll into this competition, you may have opportunity to get money and eventually probably some of the opportunity in this in the world of this credit fund, in the world of how actually you are going to get investment from the public. So these are the training, right? There are some financial support and investor that actually you are able to find money in this platform. Those are the platforms that you are going to look for. And when you try to present and pitch, with the word is called pitching, right? Pitching for investment, right? Pitching, eh? Okay. There are a few platforms that we share. Right? I believe communication, right? I believe communication is very important. Right? The communication between the bridge, Jawatan Kuasa, and the SB among your group members is very important. So we have Author. Most of you already joined. Author is the official platform provided by UTSM, right? All students use Author. So we share a lot of information, including evaluation, right? Please join in, right? If you have not joined in, please do not rely and depend on your friend to jawab all these things. No, right? You don't want to be parasite. Do it yourself. And this is formal. I would include you only when your name appear on the system. You already done your registration. The system already passed. If you have not seen your friend, seen your name in Author, please approach me. Right? I'll try to look up what are the problems. Probably you have not registered, or probably there's some problem in the registration. It's stuck somewhere. So you need to find out what are the problems. Right? And WhatsApp, we did. Some of you have not joined in the WhatsApp group. I don't see the number is correct. The number is less than 322. Up to date, up to 19 October. Up to 19 October, official record of IDP students is 300 and 22, including IDP. Yeah, for that. So at the moment, I don't see the numbers. Right? Please, right? Do not depend on others members to look for information. Please join the group. Please, Okay, and there's another one. You may want to snap the picture. You may join in now. We have a portal. We have a portal to circulate information and publish some info on a portal. We call it IDP, EDP portal. We call it portal. It's just a website. It's a website. Thanks to the help of Dr. Siti Aminah. Right? She arranged this thing, and she is the member of Jawatan Kuasa Capstone as well. So we have previous record of these activities in this portal, right? The portal is just for viewing. There are some templates you might want to import, but I will refer you to Otter. Otter is the official sites that you are going to download and report your assessment. Right? These are the portal and the password, right? Look at the password. Look at the password, right? So these are for students, right? I'll share the slide later on. No worries, right? I'll share the slide later on Otter. If you didn't snap the picture, you could do it later on. Before MCO, we did a number of visiting, right? There are a number of visiting, right? This is Dr. Hafiza, and who are they? Dr. Noran and some other students, right? Or visiting this this site, right? This is Tensing, right? Tensing in Jalan Kluang, right? Now you need to pay the money. I think entry is 10 ringgit or money more. Please update me if I'm wrong. And you need to make appointment online. And there are a number of factory visit, right? I didn't show it here. That they go to look for and just to buka mata lah. Apakah lawatan industri kan seronok Kalau keselamatan terjaga right? Look for ideas, right? Okay. And the previous roadshow, these are the previous roadshow, right? Something like this. You have present your roadshow and your working prototype in a group, right? Something like this. You have the good members, good numbers, right? So you put it on a sticker and somewhere on the desk you start to present it. On the computer or maybe some prototype, right? Some prototype you present it, right? You dress properly in the university uniform, or maybe you want to dress corporate, put in your what do you call corporate dress, or maybe your this what you call full suit, right? Full suit smart, right? Man in black if you want, man in black, right? And then you present it. Okay. There are number, right? Number of projects started to present. Jadi ada yang bagi ikan, ada yang bela ikan, ada yang tanam pokok, ada yang automation untuk berbagai-bagai. Okay. So this will be in product evaluation, right? So anything, right? Could be simulation, IoT, and these are the record 2021. Now this Dr. Professor Madya, Dr. Lokman Hanif, now TDAA. Right? Okay. So we see some work that we did, right? We did before our presentation. Previously we did online, right? We did online, where we post it on YouTube. And those YouTube link we give it to all students. We have a program book. I didn't show it here, a program book. And we share to the panel, and the panel will evaluate your products based on the video that you posted. The video, some of the video are very interesting. You may want to look at the link, right? post this PDF, right? Briefing PDF later on Author. They want to check on YouTube. I didn't publish it on public, right? I'm listed, but you could access it, right? No problem, as long as I give you the link. So many lists, right? We have last semester, previous semester, last 2 semesters. Of course, there are many others lecture series I post on the same directory, right? Please, right? You are free to look for ideas, what we are looking for. Some presentation are interesting, right? Interesting, and some presentation actually have innovation and they use current technology and probably the repeat, mengulangi teknologi tapi pada aplikasi yang berlainan. Ada yang copy, mengulang, ada yang kurang menarik sebab mungkin presentation kurang menarik, tapi kandungan dia okey. Semua usaha bagus, semua dah berusaha dan juga cuba membentangkan projek yang projek ni on time penting, on time. I'm looking for time. I'm the time watcher. Baik, terima kasih. Ada soalan tak? Ada soalan? Ada soalan lain?
Ada.
Tak ada, Oh, bagus. Biasanya saya tak jumpa soalan. And that is very normal, very normal in Asia, Malaysia, Asia culture. Jarang kita ada soalan. Okay. I have a question, right? Post it on the chat. Right? You may want to post your question on the chat, right? Now or later, right? Okay. Sekejap, Kalau ada soalan boleh post, boleh post, tak ada masalah. Ya. Mana saya? Okey, saya sini. Okey, untuk kehadiran, kehadiran Google Form, Google Form. Mohon isi Google Form ni. Kepada pelajar juga isi ini, saja pilih student. Kepada staff mohon isi sebagai staff, So nanti borang ni akan auto sorting, no problem at all. Okay. Okey, satu soalan. Ada 2 soalan sebenarnya pada chat box. Chat box pertama siapa daripada Tanisha. May we obtain any example of minute or meeting format? Kita ada template Ada template pada Author, Please check it out. You already have this template outlined, right? Just fill in the template is a container, right? What you need to fill in for every week, right? So just fill in. But don't worry, and as long you are look at the rubric, just fill in. I don't want you to copy from previous one. They might not be good, but yours is the best. Please, right? Please, Tanisha, yours is the best. Your work will be the best work, right? You report to whatever you meet and whatever you see in the meeting minutes, right? Okay, ada seorang daripada Muhammad, I can't read the full name, right? Muhammad, saya belum ada grup sebab pagi tadi subjek IDP baru ada dalam Snap. Betul lah, memang tak ada lagi sebab the latest group that I create will be semalam. Saya kerja semalam, You see the group that I posted, right? The final group that I already get it is malam. So on 19th October malam, saya baru dapat createkan satu group yang di mana saya dapat generate setakat senarai nama pelajar yang ada dan juga SB yang saya ada daripada cadangan daripada fakulti, nomination dari fakulti, dan juga daripada volunteer daripada staff akademik FKEE. So saya ada dua sumber lah, satu sumber volunteer dan kedua sumber daripada nominasi fakulti. So you seen the list, right? Grouping list semalam panas and hot cake semalam. So yang belum sebab baru register, you kena tunggu saya update lah. So I'll try, Muhammad, I'll try to update it as fast as possible. Daripada Uzai Somro, I'm not too sure Uzai Somro. Uzai, are you able to understand bahasa Malaysia or not? I'm not too sure. Are you local, Uzai?
Understand, Doctor.
You can understand, Uzai, you can understand. Yeah, no problem. So, Dubai, right? Dubai Somro. I seen your surname very interesting, Somro. I kenal your father, I think. Okay. So the briefing slide I'll post it on Autumn. You find the slides later on, right? On Autumn. And I'll post the link for the briefing later on YouTube later on. And from Muhammad as well, Zuha ... I can see the full name, right? Can I see all the full name? Okay. Muhammad Zuhairi, Muhammad Zuhairi. Tema micro E. Boleh ke guna Arduino? Saya plan nak gunakan gas detection using IoT dengan HEPA filter. HEPA filter, micro E. Talk to your supervisor, because micro E, we expect that you are doing project, right? Doing project with your supervisor. And your supervisor already been told, right? Micro E projects are related to micro E topics. Not Arduino. I don't think it's Arduino. Yeah, please, Muhammad Zuhairi, your project, if you are at this, you are in this micro E team, Tema micro E, that should be. I'm not too sure what are the micro E topics that related to your supervisor, but I believe it's not Arduino. Right? It's not an IoT project, right? Again, I seen from Tanisha. Yes, Tanisha, for Google form couldn't submit because of staff section that is required to fill. Right? Cannot fill in. What's the problem? Let's see. You boleh choose staff dengan pelajar kan?
Boleh. And then dekat staff section tu, dia ada yang bintang merah tu, which means kita kena required to fill in, right?
You need to choose as student.
Yes, Doctor. After choose student, we can access the student section to fill up our name. After that, we have another section for staff, which we need to fill up also.
Oh, is it so? Just blah blah blah. Just blah blah. As long you are able to submit it, and later on in the Excel that I download, I could just filter it up. As long you submit as student. If you are forced to fill in the staff section, right? Just blah anything, no problem. I know you are a student later on. No problem.
Okay, Doctor. Thank you.
Okay, probably the design of the form, right? No problem. Thanks for informing. Yeah, thanks for informing. This Tanisha, thank you. Sharia, yes, you got it from Balarajan. The Google form. Any more questions before I stop the session? Right? Or you have...
Doctor?
Yes, I am.
For Google form, your staff number, that means the supervisor, right?
No, you are going to fill in as student. Just now I already answered to Tanisha, right? You fill in as student, but once you get into student, you have the list, right? You need to choose who are you in the list as a student. If you are not in the list, that means you have not registered with in this author first, because I didn't found you. right? You register late probably, right? Because my list is yesterday. My student list that I get it is update to yesterday on 19 October. But if you can't find your name, that means the list is updated today in this academics unit, right? Right? Who yes. Did I answer you?
Yeah, you answer. Thank you so much, doctor.
Yes, Abdullah, Abdullah. Any more
Malik.
questions? Yes, thank you. Thank you for asking. Yeah, please, if anything to ask, you can ask now. Don't be shy. I'm willing to answer you as much as possible. If you do not have any more questions, you might want to post more. Later on, you may want to post on WhatsApp. We have the platform. We have the platform on WhatsApp. I try to answer you, or some of you may help me to answer. Right? Any more? If not, I want to thank everybody for attending. And then in my list, I have 274, including staff likely to be. So there are many more. I believe there are around 50 students are not in the session today. Right? Probably missing in action. Probably did not receive the messages. Probably still in this latihan industry. Some of you are is weight, right? Still on latihan industry, right? But this is the arrangement with you and the industry. It doesn't matter, right? As long the faculty accept it, it doesn't matter, right? But and please, right? I need your attention and please remind your classmate if she or he have registered for IDP, please remind he or she that to join in WhatsApp group and to join in lecture series. Right? There's another one. Every week we have a lecture series until week 12. Every week. Right? I share the lecture series, the schedule, and the titles and the speakers as well in author. In author, please refer to the learning material. Right? There's a lecture series and the timeline. What are the day and the topic and the speaker? Right? Please attend all the lecture series. All lecture series were taken attendance. Thank you very much for listening. Wish you a good day. I wish you a happy Deepavali and a weekend.
Doctor,
Yeah. Right.
it seems to be there's some problem entering the attendance form.
No.
Because after entering clicking the student part, then we register for our part. After that, we click next. It will go through the stuff.
Yeah, doctor already informed just now.
Okay. I just inform. Right? Just key in rubbish in the stuff portion, and then as long as you complete the form and submit. Is that possible? Is it possible?
Cannot be submit because we need to fill up the stuff part
Just write
first.
something, Jose. Just
You
write
can
something.
feel anything, dash or
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
I listen to that. Tanisha already jawab to me. Tanisha, did you manage
Okay,
to
sorry.
submit?
Yes, doctor. I
Yes,
just put the
he said that
dash over
already.
there.
Yes, thank you very much. So I'm sorry about the design, right? But anyway, as long you are student, if you the form direct you to the staff portion, right? Just key in any rubbish, and then I know you are student. That's it, right? I'm able to filter it out later on, and I'm going to download the Excel format in Google Form later on. So that's it. Thank you. Thank you for your attendance again. See you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
doctor.
doctor.
Thank you,
Doctor, have a nice day, sir.
doctor.
Oh, may we have
Thank you.
good photos?
Thank you.
Or before you leave?
Thank
May I have some of your good photos? Or some of you leave already? Probably next time.
Okay, doctor.
Next
Thank you,
time,
doctor.
never mind. It's okay. Bye bye.
Doctor.